Today we're going to teach you how to do a backfill. Because of the unique quality of our polycarbonate gels, backfills are the most commonly requested nail maintenance and service. Before we get into this process, I want to make sure you understand the material and products we'll be using and what you need if you're going to be doing this service. You'll need the nail cleanse to make sure you're cleaning up the nail, dampen dish to be used with the nail cleanse to avoid contamination, lint-free wipes. These are used with the initial application of the nail cleanse, dual pusher and pusher plus. These two tools are used to push back the cuticle and remove the trachea off the nail to make sure you have a good clean work surface. Our nail file, 100 and 180 grit nail file with file saver. These are used to help shape the nail and to remove any of the shine or product off. The nail brush, this is used to help clean up the nail to remove your filings and make sure you have a great clean work area. The dome duster, this has finer bristles on it, so it does a better job of cleaning. This is used to do a final cleaning of the client's hands in your work area. Sterile cotton applicators, these are very important because it helps avoid contamination. You'll use these with the nail cleanse as well as with the protein primer. Nippers, these are used if you get extra cuticle buildup and you need to trim that off. The protein primer, this is what binds our gel products to the natural nail. It's a very important step and a very important product in the Simply Organic system. Your gel brushes, these are going to be used to level the product to make sure that it covers the whole nail. The base gel, this is the first gel that will go onto your client's nail. 6-watt UV lamp. Make sure you use nothing larger than this. The UV lamp guards, these are used to help protect your product from the UV light coming from your lamp. You're working in a small area and you want to make sure your products are protected. Gold foil forms, these are used to help build up the nail to make sure that if you need to do repairs on the nail, you can use the gold foil form to do this. Curved and straight nail scissors. These are used to cut the foil form to make sure that it fits snugly onto your client's nail so that you don't have areas where the base gel will get into where it shouldn't be. Mixing tile. This is where you're going to mix your colors. You'll use the mixing spatula to do this. And then you'll use color base 1 or 2 depending on what type of color art you're trying to create. There's a different consistency to each of those, so depending on what you're doing, you may want to use color base 1 or 2. You'll need the color glitter powder that you're going to use. The clear builder finish, this is our top coat. This is the final coat you're going to put on. The electric file, you'll use this to clean up once you finish the service to make sure the nails look nice and sharp. The nail vacuum system, this is used with the electric file to make sure you have a clean area to work with. It's going to suck up all the filings so that you don't have those laying in your work area and on your client's hands. The toothpick bits used with the electronic file as well as the mandrel bit. The sander bands, you'll use these to actually sand off some of the product on the nail as you're doing the backfill. And then the last two items, the cuticle oil used to hydrate the nail and the lotion. Both of these are good as just final items to use for your products as you go through this process. So now you know the products, it's time to get into talking about the preparation process you're going to use for the nail and then the actual backfill. Today we're going to teach you how to do a backfill. This is the most commonly requested nail maintenance service that is offered. Because of the unique qualities of our polycarbonate gels, it is something that's simple and easy for you to do. We'll start today by going through the nail prep process. You'll start by using a small amount of nail cleanse on your lint-free wipe. Remember, this does not have to be dripping wet. You just want it damp. That's going to be plenty of nail cleanse. You'll go from each finger from the cuticle forward to begin sanitizing and dehydrating the nail plate, cuticle, and sidewalls. Now, once you're done with that, you're going to use your electric file with the mandrel bit, the sander band and vacuum system attachment to take off 90% of the old product, including most of the color white tip. Now make sure you do not take off all of the product or you're going to damage the natural nail and cause your client harm. You should only remove 90% of the product. The old base coat will act as a shield to actually protect the natural nail. You're going to start in the middle of the nail. Doing this will knock off the sharpness of the sander band. From there, with very slow, even strokes of the file, you're going to pull the electric file towards you, going up the extension to the tip of the product covered nail. Make sure you keep the electric file moving. Keeping the file in one place will remove too much of the product and it's going to harm the natural nail. Also, the friction of the file in one spot is going to cause the file and product to get hot, which will end up hurting your client. After you've taken off about 50% of the product, use the side of the electric file on the tip of the product covered nail to shorten the nail tip to the desired length. Make sure you use even strokes from left to right. You want to make sure that that tip is where it should be and curved the way that you want it. The tip of the nail will be thicker now, and so very carefully use the tip of the sander band to remove the thickness and make the C-curve nice and even. Make sure that you only remove 90% of the product. Don't forget that you don't want to remove 100% of the product. Now, using your pusher plus and your dual pusher, it's time to push back the cuticles and clean off any extra cuticle growth or trigeum. You'll now use the nail brush to clean off the nail plate and sides, making sure you have a good clean surface. Now, using the 100 grit side of your nail file, you're going to file the remaining product to take some of the roughness off and lightly blend the product into the natural nail. You want to be sure you cross-hatch the new nail growth as well as the old product. This is going to allow it to blend better. Then, using your nail brush to brush off the nail plate and sides, you want to clean the nail again. You want to be looking for any white spots on the nail enhancement. These are lifted spots and must be removed. If you do not remove the white spots, you're going to have lifting of your new nails once you get them on. Now, using your nail file, blend the natural nail and the product into each other again if needed. Once you've done this, you'll use the nail brush and dome duster to brush off the hands and clean the nail dust from your area. Your nail vacuum system will also help to clean all of the dust off the table and the file savers. Now you want to pour a small amount of nail cleanse into a dampened dish. You want to then take one cotton applicator from the sterile pack of 2. We recommend that you do this to avoid contamination from one product or client to another, and you should never use a brush. By doing that, you're going to get contamination. Dip the cotton applicator completely into the nail cleanse in your dampened dish. Scrub the cuticle from left to right twice, and then bring the swab around the sides. Come across the free edge and scrub the center of the nail, and then go back down the other side to the cuticle. Remember that the nail cleanse will air dry in about 10 to 30 seconds, so don't be concerned if it's a little wet. Depending on the humidity in your area, it may take a little longer. Once you've done this, you want to dip the swab again and repeat on each nail. Please do not be afraid to get the nail cleanse on the cuticle and nail sidewalls. You will rehydrate these areas of the nail with the cuticle oil at the end of the nail service. The last thing to remember in prepping the nail before you put on the primer is never touch the nail surface after it's been cleaned. The oils from your fingers will cause our system to be unable to adhere properly to the nail, and this is going to cause lifting and create some major problems. It's time to add the primer. This is a very important step because this is what bonds our gels to the natural nail. Take the second cotton applicator. Make sure you never apply protein primer with a brush because you'll get contamination, and dip it completely into the protein primer. You can do it right in the bottle. Apply 2 heavy coats of protein primer to each nail exactly as you did the nail cleanse before, rubbing it vigorously into the natural nail plate. Once you've done this, wait at least 60 seconds for the product to seek out the keratin and the amino acid in the nail plate. This is going to begin the bonding process before you apply the gel. Make sure you dip your swab for each nail. The nail should appear wet and shiny once you've got the protein primer on it. Our protein primer will not harm or burn your client's skin because it contains no acid. Any extra protein primer left on the finger can easily be wiped off with nail cleanse at the end of the nail service. Now we're ready to begin applying the base gel. Same step that we followed many times. Make sure that you follow the right sequence. Left thumb, right 4 fingers, left 4 fingers, and then the right thumb. The reason for this, it's going to allow you to do it faster. The nails will be able to cure together, and it's going to make a better experience for your clients. We apply a small line of base gel down the center of the nail. Using your nail brush, you want to smooth the base gel onto the nail plate, much like applying nail polish, keeping the product about 1/64 of an inch away from the cuticle. Make sure that you use a light touch. Remember that a heavy brush stroke will remove too much of the product and it's going to create problems. The base gel should appear smooth, like glass, without any bubbles in the gel. If it appears grainy, you want to apply a little more base gel until it looks smooth again. Make sure you wrap the base gel around the free edge of the nail and keep the gel off the skin and cuticle. If you get gel on the cuticle, use your dual pusher to make the free margin between the product and the skin. This will keep the gel from lifting off the nail after it's cured. Now you've got the base gel onto the nail. It's very important that you cure the gel. This is done through flashing. We've talked about this many times, but we want to make sure that you always follow the rules governing flashing. You're going to place your client's hands and their nails under the lamp for the count of 1. Remove them and put the hands on top of the lamp for the count of 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll repeat this 3 to 5 times or until your client no longer feels a warming sensation. Once that happens, you can place the nails under the UV lamp for 1 to 2 minutes. Now, if you have a repair that needs to be done, you can use the gold foil form to do this. If you do, pull out one of the gold foil forms and then using your straight scissors, you want to cut the back of the form. Then with your index finger and thumb, squeeze the form and gently slide it up under the nail, needing the repair. This is going to be much like when you were building the extensions that we talked about in some of the earlier videos that we've done. When the form is in place, make sure to squeeze the sides of the gold foil form together so it sticks to the finger. You then want to check the fit of the form on the nail. Make sure that the form fits snugly with no loose or open access that the base gel can seep into or under. This is going to be very problematic if this happens. You then make any adjustments that need to be made and then trim the form with your curved nail scissors if necessary. Once you've done this, you want to apply a thin coat of base gel to the nail, making sure there is a nice even coat of gel covering the entire nail. Make sure you keep the product off the skin if you get it on there. Use the dual pusher to clean it away and make sure you have that extra area, the 1/64th area there, the free edge. Turn the nail upside down, check all 5 angles of the nail, and then use the corner of your gel brush to distribute the gel and make an arch. And you're ready to cure the gel. This is done through flashing, 1 second underneath the lamp, 4 seconds on top of the lamp, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You repeat this 3 to 5 times. Once there's no warming sensation, they go back under the lamp for 1 to 2 minutes in the lowest position possible. Just put the top of the lamp down. Once you get done curing the gel, you're going to gently remove the form. If the gel is not fully cured under the extension, you want to put them back under the lamp, upside down, and cure for an additional minute. Then with your nail file, shape the top and free edge of the repaired nail, making sure it's smooth. Remember, when you have a good base, the final product's going to be excellent. You'll then use your nail brush to clean off around the cuticle of the nail, and then use your dome duster to dust off the hands and clean the nail dust from the area. Now you've done this, you're ready to put the color on. Squeeze a dime-size amount of color base 1 or 2 onto the mixing towel. This is entirely up to you. Our color base 1 is a little thinner than our color base 2. Once you've done that, you want to open a jar of your color or glitter that you're using, and then using the mixing spatula, scoop out approximately enough pigment to cover a quarter or less of the spatula and place it on top of the gel. If you want the color to be darker, use a little more pigment. If you want the color to be lighter, use a little less pigment. One thing to always remember, and we've taught this before, is that the UV light must be able to get through the color during curing, otherwise you're going to get a surface cure. And you will not be able to get a full cure underneath, which will cause your nails to lift and pop. It's better, especially with really dark colors such as black, navy blue, red, as well as with colors that may reflect the light such as white, to use less pigment and put 2 or 3 coats of color on your client's nail, just as you would when using nail polish. So you're going to use the mixing spatula to smash, scrape, and fold the color base 1 or 2 into the color powder or glitter until you have a smooth, even paste. Your color gel mixture should be a consistency of warm honey. If you or your clients are not pleased with the colors that you have, you can wipe it off with the lint-free wipe and nail cleanse before it's cured and simply choose another color and reapply. So how do you apply the color to the nails? You're going to use your brush and pick up a small amount of the color. This is your gel brush. You want to pick up a small amount of the color that you just mixed and brush it onto the nail. You want to cover the nail just as you would with nail polish. Apply 1 thin coat for a sheer look, 2 or more thin coats for a more intense color. and then you're going to cure between coats for 15 to 30 seconds. Remember, if you get the color product on too thick in one coat, it may not cure enough, so be careful. Make sure you clean any excess color gel off the sides of the nail with your dual pusher. Now it's time to cure the product. You're going to do the flashing with your 6-watt UV lamp, 1 second underneath the lamp, and then the count of 4 on top of the lamp. Repeating this 3 to 4 times until there's no warming sensation, and then you'll put the nails underneath for 1 minute to 2 minutes. Now you've got the color on there, you've done the backfill, you're ready to apply the builder finish. With a bottle of clear builder finish, apply a thin line down the center of the nail. You'll use your gel brush to create the flow coat. Remember, this is the thin layer or map for your builder finish to follow, and it must cover the entire nail. Then once you've done that, holding the nail at a downward angle, put a line of builder finish down the center of the nail and then apply a small amount on either side of the center line. There should be 3 or 4 thin lines of builder finish on the nail plate. Once you've done this, turn your finger upside down so you can see where the builder settles, and then using the corner of your gel brush, pull the gel from the high spots into the low spots to equalize the gel. This is what we call the gravity pull. You'll guide your gel into a nice even almond shape, making sure you have an even arch from the cuticle to the end of the nail and then from side to side. This is called the C curve. You want to make sure you have a nice C curve. Once you've done this, you can turn the fingernails right side up and allow the product to self-level. If you still have issues, you're not seeing the curve you want or the almond shape, you can add an additional builder finish and repeat as necessary. Once you've done that, it's time to cure. You're going to use the flashing process. 1 second underneath the UV lamp, count of 2, 3, 4, 5 on top of the UV lamp. And you're going to repeat this 3 to 5 times. Once you've done that and your clients no longer feel a warming sensation, have them put their fingers into the UV lamp. You'll put the top down into the lowest position and you're going to cure those for 4 minutes. Once you've done that, you're going to use your file in the file saver or your electric file with a toothpick bit and vacuum system to clean away any gel that may have run under the nail. Then you'll use the file to finish shaping the nail. Then use your nail brush to actually dust off and clean the client's nail. Once you've done that, you need to get your lint-free wipes out with a small amount of nail cleanse and wipe off any extra protein primer that may be left on the skin around the nail. Once this is finished, you're ready to apply your cuticle oil. Make sure you get the scent that you enjoy, your clients enjoy, and then have them put on the lotion afterwards, making sure they're hydrating the cuticle area. If you have any questions going through this, go to our manual. Reach out to us either via phone or through the internet on our website. We want to make sure that you understand our products, that you're using them correctly, because we know if you do, that you're going to have a good experience, not only for yourself, but for your clients. It's going to be a great opportunity for them to really have an enjoyable product that they can wear for a long time, to have something organic that's not damaging them and that's got great adhesion and great wear.